What if time isn't real? What if your life is not a straight road from birth to death, but a strange circling spiral winding endlessly through memory, loss, love, and madness? What if you were trapped inside a story already written by someone who knew how it ended, but didn't bother to tell you? Hey, book lovers! Have you ever felt like you were living someone else's fate? Stuck in a pattern, haunted by echoes, punished for sins you didn't commit? Welcome to Macondo, a town built on dreams, lies, and loneliness. A place where ghosts drink coffee with the living, where rain can last 4 years, where a child is born with a pig's tail and nobody blinks. Today, we're entering the swirling, surreal world of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's masterpiece, 100 Years of Solitude. This isn't a book. It's a labyrinth, a curse, a mirror. And if you follow me to the end, you might just see your own face reflected in the rings of the Buendia family. Our story begins not with birth, but with guilt. Jose Arcadio Buendia, the founding father of Macondo, is a man cursed by a murder, a duel, a body he can't outrun, fleeing with his wife, Ursula, across a dense, mythic jungle. Jose isn't searching for redemption. He's searching for forgetting. But guilt is like a shadow. It always keeps pace. They emerge from the jungle and build a town out of dreams and desperation. Macondo, a place untouched by time. But Jose's mind is a storm. He's obsessed with knowledge, alchemy, the secrets of the universe. He believes science can erase sin. But the more he studies, the more reality slips through his fingers. He tries to invent ice. He talks to ghosts. He speaks in ancient tongues. Eventually, they find him, tied to a tree in the backyard, muttering prophecies no one understands. He doesn't just go mad. He becomes the first warning. Because in this family, knowledge never saves. It haunts. And yet, it continues. The Buendias multiply like echoes in a canyon. Every generation is haunted by the ones before it, bearing the same names. Jose Arcadio, Aureliano, Jose Arcadio Aureliano. On and on, as if the family can't bear to invent something new. But this isn't just a naming habit. It's a pattern. These are not characters. They are variations, repetitions. Jose Arcadio becomes Jose Arcadio, becomes Aureliano, becomes Jose Arcadio again. And they all inherit the same obsessions: solitude, lust, pride, prophecy. Every love affair feels like a reenactment. Every war feels like déjà vu. Every decision is haunted by its mirror. There is no future in Macondo, only memory playing dress up. Let's talk about love, shall we? Because Marquez doesn't give us fairy tales. He gives us love that is taboo, love that is desperate, love that destroys. There's the tragic love of Aureliano Jose and his aunt Amaranta, forbidden, shameful, but burning all the same. There's Remedios, the beauty, so otherworldly that men literally die from loving her. There's Fernanda, so obsessed with appearances that she becomes a ghost in her own life. There's a woman who marries a dead man, a man who falls for his own cousin. And there's the worst of all, love that loops, the final buendias, distant relatives, unaware of their bloodline, fall in love and conceive a child, born with the tail of a pig. The curse comes full circle. Marquez isn't mocking love, he's warning us. When love ignores truth, it breeds monsters. But the most terrifying thing in 100 years of solitude isn't war, or madness, or even incest. It's forgetting. Because Macondo isn't just magical, it's amnesia. At one point, a plague of insomnia strikes, and with it, a plague of forgetting. People forget their names, what food is, what a cow does. They begin labeling everything. This is a door. This is a table. This is God. But eventually, even the labels fade. Marquez is whispering something here. That memory is fragile. That entire civilizations can forget who they are. That if you lose your stories, you lose your soul. And just when you think you've got the rhythm of this strange mythic town, something happens that shatters the spell. The banana company arrives. Foreigners promising jobs, order, prosperity. And for a moment, Macondo believes. But it's a trap. The company exploits, pollutes, enslaves. When the workers demand justice, the military lines them up in the square and opens fire. A massacre. Thousands die. Their bodies dumped. Their names erased. And then, silence. The government declares it never happened. The town forgets. Officially, historically, nothing happened. Marquez writes this with surreal calm, as if fantasy is the only way to describe the real-life horrors of colonialism. Because when truth is unbearable, absurdity becomes truth. From there, Macondo begins to rot. The town floods. Rains fall for 4 straight years. The streets fill with crabs. The buendias spiral into madness, incest, poverty, and eventually, dust. The last descendant, Aureliano, becomes obsessed with decoding the ancient parchments left behind by Melquiades, the gypsy who once promised immortality. And as he translates the last line, something clicks. He realizes everything. Everything was already written. The wars, the love affairs, the child with the pig's tail, even his own death. It was all predestined. And as he reads the final words, Macondo collapses. Not in flames, not in rage, but in completion. The story ends exactly when the story said it would. So now we ask, what is 100 Years of Solitude? It's not just a novel. It's a myth, a political allegory, a family saga, a history of Latin America hidden in metaphors and ghosts. But most of all, it's a warning that if we keep repeating the past, if we keep forgetting the lessons, if we let history vanish under the weight of lies and silences, we will all become Macondo, a town erased not by war, but by forgetting. Marquez gives us no hero, no savior, just a series of flawed, brilliant, broken people trapped inside their own story loops. And maybe that's why it still feels so personal. Because don't we all carry some version of that curse? The silence in our family, the trauma no one talks about, The story that keeps repeating no matter how much we want to change. So here is your call, dear listener. Don't just read 100 Years of Solitude. Confront it. Leave it. Break it. Because this isn't just a book review. It's a resurrection spell. A whisper from the past. And if it stirred something ancient in you, if you felt a memory you can't quite name rising from the depths, then hit that subscribe button because we are not done. We are memory keepers now. On this channel, this isn't just a channel, it's a ritual. The next story might just be the one that saves you.